And the schedule tonight, I'm going to break it down to 6 parts as quickly as I can. I'm going to show what's actually working right now with the reviews. I'm going to show you some proof literally online, give you guys some real life examples of how it's working so you can see and judge it for yourself and not just take my word for it. I'm going to give you some checkable statistics. So while I'm doing these, you can literally go online and check to see if what I'm saying is true. You're going to find they're 100% accurate. The perfect way to respond to a bad review, because this is something that a lot of our clients have really messed up in a bad way. I won't say who they were, but some of the responses, I'll give you what they've done, and you just shake your head, wonder how do they get their business. And then the 7 steps, I'm going to show you exactly what they are to get these 5-star reviews, exactly what we do to get them.
This is the Business Owners Smashing It Online podcast for entrepreneurs and business owners looking for cool online tools, apps and strategies to make business easy online. My name is Nik Cree and I'm your host. Each episode features a guest expert demystifying the online universe, sharing inspirational ideas and providing tested real-world strategies to help you get the most of what's available online to grow your business today. Don't be a slave to your business. Get your business working for you. Subscribe now and get some great content and ideas for you and your business today. Now is to head into the main billing, which in the wings, we have Mark Anthony and Will Alvarez waiting. They are online marketing professionals. They've been in the game for a very, very long time. The wrinkles on their faces don't belie the length of time that they've actually spent in this field. They look very young, but they've got sort of old heads on their shoulders. So I'm not going to give them too much of an introduction. I've known Mark for ages, actually, probably about 20 odd years. Will have met sort of a bit more recently, but they do some pretty cool stuff with clients, and they've generated a ton of revenue for their clients as well too. So maybe I'll let them sort of give a quick intro of themselves, then hand over and talk to us tonight about reviews, how to use them easily and implement it effectively, and also use it as a lead generation tool and a business getting tool in business too. So let's give a warm round of applause for Mark and Will.
Thanks, mate. Appreciate that. Will, I might go first if that's all right. Been in the game for, I'd probably be pushing 18, 19 years now, I guess, and started working with my mentor back in the day doing affiliate marketing. And when our partnership went its separate ways, I ended up opening an agency, started in SEO, pretty much like you, Nick. And one thing led to another. And it was only a few short years ago, I met Will at a seminar, and we gelled really well together and decided to start working together. And we wanted to change our models because both of us come from a digital marketing background. And I remember saying to him not that long ago, how do we make things a lot easier in 2 different areas? One of the areas we're going to talk about tonight is small business can't afford a lot of money for advertising. As a matter of fact, someone can't afford anything. So what can we do more of a budget level that can still produce some really good results, which led us into working with our own programs on 5-star reviews and people's reputations online. And that's where we're kicking some pretty good goals today. So, Will, maybe just introduce yourself as well, I guess.
Sure, no problem. Thanks, Mark. Will here. I've been in the game. Will Alvarez is my surname. So I've been in the game since 2008. I started with SEO and helping small businesses get online. Started working with website and website design with WordPress. I used to charge something like $200 a month. By the way, I don't do that anymore. And grown up since and do Google ads, Facebook ads, YouTube ads, banner advertising, and now we're specializing in 5-star reviews. It's kind of where Mark and I are working on. Yeah, so that's me.
So Nick, what I might do, if it's okay, I might just share the screen and just show some of the details and everything that goes along with the reviews, if that's okay.
Perfect.
So what I'll do, I'll just move a couple of things around here. And so we can share the screen and just make sure, just get a thumbs up that everyone can see that. Perfect, excellent. All right, so as I said, we started out working together in one of the projects we work on now is reviews. We've been at this for a little while and perfecting the system to make it simpler and easier, and so it just works a lot better for people. But the end of the day, what people really want is, as a business owner, and correct me if you think I'm wrong, but I don't really care about the reviews. Sure, I've got to have them there, but what I really want is more phone calls, more customers, and more money in the bank. So that's really the bottom line. That's what these things really do well. So I'm not sure if you guys know, but 97% of consumers, they read reviews when looking to hire a local business. And what might be, some of you might be wondering about when you hear that is, what has that got to do with me? How's it going to bring me more customers? Look, as I said, my name is Mark Anthony. I'm one of the founders here at K20 Reviews, and we help business owners grow their reputations online using unique and proven systems that actually do work. And tonight, not only am I going to show you exactly how we do this for our clients, I'm also going to be giving away some free access to the tools that we have at the end, and they're going to show you how to put some more money in your bank, basically, and doing it the correct way. So I don't want to just go through the slides, you know, how they do professionally. I'm just going to go through them very basic here so everyone can see exactly what they are. And the schedule tonight, I'm going to break it down to 6 parts as quickly as I can. I'm going to show what's actually working right now with the reviews. I'm going to show you some proof literally online, give you guys some real life examples of how it's working so you can see and judge it for yourself and not just take my word for it. Going to give you some checkable statistics. So while I'm doing these, you can literally go online and check to see if what I'm saying is true. You're going to find they're 100% accurate. The perfect way to respond to a bad review, because this is something that a lot of our clients have really messed up in a bad way. I won't say who they were, but some of the responses, I'll give you what they've done, and you just shake your head, wonder how do they get their business. And then the 7 steps, I'm going to show you exactly what they are to get these 5-star reviews, exactly what we do to get them. And at the end, I'm going to give everyone here as a special gift to you guys, to your team, Nick, there, and to people in your group there, is going to let them try our tools for free. And of course, you mentioned at the end, we've got a giveaway. We're going to give something very special away for stay to the end, which is worth in excess of $1,000. And not just a little giveaway, it's something that's going to actually bring you in more 5-star reviews for 3 months. So I'll show you how that works. And yes, everything today really is completely free. There's no if or buts about it. Why would we do this for free? I would like to say because Nick made me, but it wasn't actually the case. The truth is because if I do a really good job for free, my expectations are that you might consider using our services at some point. So I hope that makes sense and I hope that's fair. So let's get into growing the 5-star review. So the first thing that we brought up that I mentioned that I want to show you is what's actually working right now. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to bring across my browser and show you some searches I've already done. Just want to have these ready to go. So basically, I live on the Gold Coast, and one of the searches I did here was car sales Gold Coast. So if I'm looking for a new car, which I was not that long ago, some of the things I looked up was I was looking for people's reviews. What are people saying about some of these car dealers that I was thinking about going to? The first 2 here you can see are actually advertisements. So I personally tend to ignore those. I want to see what people are saying down here. So I looked at this first guy. He's got a 5-star rating with 313 reviews, which is outstanding, especially for a car dealer, in my opinion. So that guy's won me over pretty well straight away. The second one down here is a 4.5-star rating, which is starting to get, it's still a pretty good rating with 129 reviews, but it's nowhere near as good as the first one. So at this point, I think you'll all agree, he's probably my first port of call. Next one down, 74 reviews with a 4.6 rating, and they go down from there. Only 15 reviews. I probably wouldn't even bother calling this guy with only a 2-star rating. Doesn't look good for him. Can you see how negative reviews really could have an impact on what we may consider the next step would be? Next one, 148 reviews, but he's down less than a 3-4 star. I might hesitate there. Everyone's different. You make up your mind what you would do. Now, when I see something like this, where there's only 7 reviews, personally, I ask the question, I wonder if it's just his family and friends that made those. But when they've got, like the guy at the top here, 300 and, where was it, the first one here, 313, maybe some of his friends, maybe some of his colleagues and whatever, friends wrote some reviews and family, but not 300 of them. That'd be a hard task to follow. So that's just one of the areas I looked up. Also looked up plumbing ones. I found a very interesting one on here. So if I was looking up for a plumber, the first one, he's got a pretty polished review board there, 4.7 with over 650 reviews. If I was looking at somebody, this guy definitely does have a 5-star review. It's very strong with 74. That's still pretty good. But this guy's just killing it with the amount of reviews. So these guys might do very similar quality work, but this guy's clearly got a system in place that's bringing in a lot more reviews. And that's one of the big keys to making this work. 11 reviews, I probably wouldn't even waste my time. 104, 4.6, pretty good. I just want to scroll down a bit and show something that really shocked me. I couldn't believe it when I saw it. Look at this one here, 4.8 stars with 2,079 reviews. I mean, that guy's straight at the top of my list right away. If I'm on the Gold Coast and he's on the Gold Coast, he's definitely the first port of call for me. So reviews do play a very big impact in what works and what doesn't. And I'm sure just with that, that's some proof there. And you guys can make your own minds up. If you guys look for reviews, I'm a very big eBay buyer. I buy a lot of stuff off eBay. And before I buy things, anything from say $50 or more, I tend to just look at the reviews and see what they're like before I make my decisions on it. So that's how that works. Positive reviews with a strong reputation is what really is working. It does tend to bring in a lot more customers. It works really well. It's one of the smallest investments I've ever seen with such the big result that comes in. It does bring a lot more phone calls. Depends on your conversion rates on how you handle your phone calls will lead to customers and obviously money in the bank. So it's really important to have some good reviews, have a number of them. If your competitors have a lot more than you, and the statistics I mentioned earlier, 97% of people will read reviews, then you are certainly doing yourself a disfavor by not bringing in a lot more reviews. Doesn't matter how small you are. If you are small, probably something you should focus on more, simply because it's a lot less expensive than spending money on other areas of advertisement, that's for sure. Why reviews? So let's get into some proof of examples of this actually working, which was pretty much a lot of what I just showed you as well. But using 5-star reviews that are trusted is a beautiful marriage between if you're already running paid advertisements. Because what happens if you're running Google ads, radio ads, or TV? People are still going to come in and look at your reviews. I don't know if many people here tonight do that, but I certainly do. I've been around the game for a long while, so I just have learned to look at reviews, and the statistics prove that 97% of people actually do. How fast does this happen? Our personal clients that start working with us, they see an average of 7 to 38 new 5-star reviews in the first 48 hours of using our systems. And that depends also a little bit on how many customers on your database you would have. That's a very average small business. So they're the average numbers. Now, I just looked at a couple of different numbers here again, doing some searches on Google, the Gold Coast, and for different industries, different types on the Gold Coast. And they averaged here, according to Google, between 1 to 10,000 searches a month on each one of these. Now, I personally believe that Google fudges the numbers a little bit, and I like to revert back to the 80-20 rule. So I would probably look at that and think it's somewhere between 800 to 8,000. And a couple of things that happen when you do some searches is that if you're a customer out there looking, some are price shoppers, there's no question about it, but some are also genuine buyers, and even more importantly, some are a better quality customer. And the important thing here is this part here, the better quality customer. What does that really mean? So what that means is whatever business you're running, you're going to get people who price shop you all the time. But you're also going to get somebody that not necessarily a price shopper. They may still ask about price, but they're also willing to invest more with someone who's going to provide a better quality service or product. We've found this right across the board in most industries, almost everything. There are some occasional things like, for example, carpet cleaning. I know most people are price shoppers there, and clients in that field have had to position themselves differently, so they tend to avoid that or can avoid it. And this is how we can attract a better quality customer, by using reviews and a good reputation online, because people will make their judgments not on what I tell you about me, but what other people say about me. Because of course I'm going to tell you to use my services. Of course I'm going to say I'm the best. But what other people are going to say is what they're going to believe even more. So by using reviews correctly, you can be seen as an industry leader and go to expert in your field if you want to, and generate additional customers pretty much on a daily basis through 5-star reviews, because they do a lot of the trust building and the selling for you. So using reviews, why reviews, brings us to point number 3, checkable statistics. And if you want to check any of these as I go through them, please be my guest. You're going to find they're all pretty accurate. Is because people are more likely to buy from someone they know, like, and trust. And particularly want to put some focus on this word here, because most people come to you don't know you yet. So it needs to be a trust factor. So here's some of the statistics. 88% of people trust reviews as much as a personal recommendation. And more important even than that is, according to BIA, Kesley and PR Newswire, Here's a number I mentioned before, 97% of people read reviews when looking for a local business. 92% of customers won't take any buying actions until they've read reviews. And that study was done by a testimonial search engine. I won't mention all these by name. You can just see them highlighted down below. According to Zendesk, then 90% who recall reading an online review claim that positive online reviews influenced their buying decisions. According to Bright Local Research, 91% of 18 to 34-year-olds, how about this, guys, trust online reviews as much as a personal recommendation. So if I said, hey, Nick, you asked me about who mows my lawn. So look, I recommend this guy because of this, because of that. You're probably going to want to reach out to him. So that's the kind of trust that come in with reviews of people in that age group. According to Podium, 93% of consumers say online reviews impacted their purchasing decisions. According to Bright Local, again, 89% of consumers read businesses' responses. Now, this is a really big one. How many of you have reviews? You know you've got reviews. They could be on Facebook, could be on Yelp, they could be on Google Reviews, wherever they are. And people have written something and you've never replied to them. Especially if it's a negative review, you must reply to that. And I've got a system that I'm going to show you guys the perfect response to a negative review on how you can fix that rather quickly. So that's a very important field we're going to touch on really soon too. According to Think with Google, 93% of people who use mobiles to research go on to complete a purchase of a product or service. How about that? That is a big one right there too. According to Bright Local, again, 68% of consumers will leave a review when asked. Now, there's a right way and a wrong way to ask. Ask yourselves now. I don't want to ask you and put you guys to put something in the chat. Just keep it to yourselves, but ask yourself, how long has it been since I've asked my customers to write a review, and how did I ask them? Because most people we speak to don't even ask their customers to write reviews or to give them anything. The value of a positive review, this is how important it is. A half-star increase in a Yelp rating leads to a 5 to 9% increase in revenue. Study done by Business School at Harvard. Question for you guys, if you're already spending money on Google ads or some kind of paid ads, how much additional do you have to add into that money-wise to get a 5 to 9% increase in business? Here we're talking a half-star rating. If you're a 4-star, get a 4.5-star, boom, 5 to 9% average increase in business. That's a pretty important thing. This is. I'm hoping you start to see why the reviews are so important, and they're a lot less expensive than other avenues. I'm not saying don't advertise. Obviously, do that, but really should be considering these as well. They make a huge difference. Customers are willing to spend 31% more on businesses with excellent reviews. Now, I mentioned earlier about a better quality customer. I personally like better quality things. So if I'm going to buy a wrench, I don't want the $8 wrench. I want the $58 wrench because I want a better quality wrench. And that's just me. Not everyone's like that, but a lot of people are. And if you want to start catering to a better quality customer, reviews is something that will definitely help you. As a matter of fact, we've had, and I'm not kidding, and I'll show this in a little while too, we've had 100% success rate on quality customers. The numbers are outstandingly high. 92% of business-to-business buyers are more likely to purchase after reading a trusted review. Now, this is where we're going to take a bit of a swing, guys and girls, because this is really important, and this is something that a lot of people are doing. You are literally just one review away from a bad reputation. 94% of people say that an online review has convinced them to avoid a business. Very big points here. 13% only of consumers will consider using a business that has a 1 or 2-star rating. And that was done by Search Engine Land, huge company. 4 out of 5 consumers have changed their minds about a recommended purchase after reading negative reviews online. So Nick and I sit down for lunch. Mate, who do you use to mow your lawns? ABC lawn mowing. Great, I looked them up, get home. Oh, gee, they've got some bad reviews here. All of a sudden, he's not even taking my recommendation. Does it happen all the time? No, but according to studies, 4 out of 5 people. And guess what? I've proven that a number of times with personal recommendations from my own friends. The fourth thing I did mention I was going to go through for you guys is the perfect way to respond to a bad review. This is something that everyone really should follow, and it's so important and it's so simple. Just make sure you always reply to reviews number 1. So important that you do that. And if there's one thing I can get out of that you can get out of tonight is, and if you walk away never hear or heard me again ever again in your life, is this part right here. The way to reply correctly to a bad review is to write with your next customer in mind as if they are literally reading your reply right now. So try and look at it from the point of view that you're coming out and you're looking at that product or service and there's a bad review and you're reading the owner's reply. We had a client a while back, I won't say who he is, up on the Gold Coast, has one of the big holiday places, over 300 rooms in it. Someone wrote in a review in there saying, you know, I was expecting air conditioning considering coming from Melbourne to the Gold Coast. This was a little while ago before the COVID hit. And he wrote back and called her a whinging such and such. Not the way to reply. But anyway, obviously there's a really good way to reply. Just keep in mind as if your next customer is reading your reply. So it's very simple. That's all it is. The 7 steps to move to 5-star reviews is exactly how we do this. I'm going to run you through those. First, I'm just going to give you a brief on it, and then I'm going to run through each step individually. If you want to take notes, you can, but I will make sure that, Nick, I'll provide you after this these slides so that you can just give them out to the members if they want them, or you can make them easy to download. So if you don't want to write them down, I'll definitely provide these at the end as well. So the first thing is you need a customer list. So you might have a CRM if you're online and you're doing things online, or you might be just an average person with your receipts in the bottom drawer of your bedside cabinet. Whatever it is, as long as you've got a list of customers that you can use there. Now, the second point is you need to write a request review email sequence, and these consist of 5 emails. I don't want to sit there writing emails every day. I know some of you might be like that. I get it. I'm a bit like that myself, but it really makes a difference if you just write a couple of emails. So you're basically going in, I'll go through exactly how these work in a minute, and there's just 5 of them. You need to create feedback capture page. Now, it's 1 page where they can fill in some information and give a review. Now, for those of you sitting there thinking, well, you know, I don't know how to do that, don't worry, got a solution for you, and I'll show you how easy it is. It could be as simple as even going to Fiverr and hiring someone for 20, 30 bucks to create a page on your site. Then you need to write an apology response email sequence. So that could be, not a sequence, sorry, an apology email. And this is for people who actually write a bad review on the feedback capture page. You don't want to just let it go. You want to write a review. I'm going to go through exactly how to do that as well. It's very quick and easy. Build an email server database. Some of you is probably looking at, what does he mean by that? I'll show you exactly how to do that. It's not that difficult. Send out 50 emails at a time. So if you got a list of, let's say, 500 people, you don't want to send it out to all of them at once. I'll go through exactly why and show you how to do that in a minute. And the last thing is to review the analytics so you can make sure that everything's following its process and you don't need to tweak anything or what you need to tweak. So let's go through these in a little bit of detail so you know exactly how to do that and how to implement the 5-star review system so you get more customers and sales. So number 1 is first you just need that list of customers. It doesn't matter if you don't have it in electronic or digital CRM. At this stage, you will need to get it in there, but you could start by saying, well, I've got my stack load of receipts sitting in the bottom drawer from last year's tax return. Whatever it is, at least you've got something to start working on. So you need to put that together. Next thing is to request feedback email forms. So basically what we're doing here is we're writing the first sequence of 5 emails. And they come in this order. So we want to create an intro with some appreciation. Thank you for being our customers at whatever your business name is. The body of the email is basically along the lines of this, which is, I just want to make sure that we've done the right thing and make sure that you're a happy customer. If there's anything we can do to improve, if you wouldn't mind just writing back to us by clicking on the link and let us know what you thought. They click on the link that goes to that page that I'll mention in the next slide. And then you have a closing comment, which is could be your mission statement, could be your USP, whatever it is you have. And then just a PS at the end with an appreciation. Thank you for your time. Really appreciate it. Here's that link again. So it's very short email. It doesn't need to be a long one. It doesn't have to explain a lot. It's very simple. The more you have in there, the more they won't read it. And that will lead them to this page. This is the page that you'd have created on your website if you want, and where they can leave their feedback. So leave their name, their email, their phone number, and it's really good to have a database. Now, this is very simple to do. You can do it on platforms like SurveyMonkey, Google Forms, Survey Gizmo, or of course, we can certainly help you with that if you like as well. And they can tick on a 1 to 5-star review and leave some feedback right here. So it's a simple thing that you can have set up on a page on your website. Really, honestly, guys, for those of you who don't know websites, it's not a difficult thing and someone can do it. I mean, Nick, you can probably confirm someone from the Philippines or someone on Fiverr can do it really cheap. You just got to give them the right instructions. So moving on to the next step, which is step 4 out of 7, writing a response email. So the apology email for someone who's written a bad review. So again, you'll have an intro. G'day, Nick. I noticed that you've written a review here that wasn't so crash hot. I'm really disappointed that we didn't make you happy. I'd like to know what we can do to make it better. And if you wouldn't mind expanding a little bit on exactly what you're not happy with so we can make sure we fix it, here's a link to do that. And they come back to that page and leave their comments. And you just make sure that you have in that email a commitment. So our commitment is definitely to come back and fix this for you. We don't want even one of our customers being happy. So I assure you it's our promise to make sure we fix this. And the PS, a quick apology again with the link, the same link. It's really that simple. It's a little bit of work to put it together if you're doing it yourself, and that's fine, but the process works. It's true and tested. And I'm not going to lie when I say this, there's over a million people around the world using this system now. There's a few of us using it, so it's proven to work. It's hands down a system that works. So follow it and it will work for you too. So then what we do is we build an email server. Now, when I say an email server, it's things like Get Response, iContact. I know most people have heard of Mailchimp, Constant Contact, ActiveCampaign. I think there's dozens and dozens of them out there. I don't know them all off heart. I can't remember if ActiveCampaign that we use does that, but I know that Mailchimp has, I think it's free for the first 500 or 1,000 people that come onto the database there. So you can start these for free. And the question is, how do I use it? There's so many free tutorials on YouTube that show you how to use these things. So you won't get stuck. It's very simple. And the 6th point here is once the system is ready, you want to start sending out 50 emails at a time. Now, why only 50? What about if you've got a list of 1,000 or more? The reason you only want to send 50 is because you want to make sure that the reviews come in consistently over time. You don't want to send it out to all your database. And that might look good where you've got an influx of 250 5-star reviews, but then what? The thing with reviews that makes people really sit up and take a note of how good or bad you are is when did the last few reviews come in and have they come in consistently over time? You don't want them all to come in at once. It's so important that they consistently come in over time. If you've only got 50 people on your database or none at this stage, then you just start with your first customer. It's really simple. And so long as you keep a consistent flow, it looks very natural and it wins very, very much big time. And finally, that you want to make sure the emails convert well by checking your analytics. So when I say analytics, you might have, come back to this slide, let's say you've got Mailchimp. They'll have an area in Mailchimp where you can check the statistics on your open rates. So if you've sent it to 100 people, how many people opened it, how many people saw it, and how many people clicked through on the link. So you'll see things like that. And you can adjust things accordingly, because the emails that you send out, you might say, well, I need to just adjust how I wrote that a little bit. That's how that works. And what I'll do is I'll give you a quick example of who this has worked for in a bit, in a second. So just a couple of our clients. There's a gentleman, James McNamara, who I believe might be talking for you soon, Nick. He's a really brilliant coach when it comes to training people on how to speak in front of an audience on meetings like tonight. Sadly, I haven't taken his course, but anyway, the 5-star review system, it was a game changer for him. It was so easy to engage with and to request reviews. The customer's experience is crisp and clear, which means they're easy to give a 5-star review. There's also a gentleman here who used our 5-star system. They had 33 new reviews in just 48 hours. He was kind of shocked by that because it took him years to build up his reviews, and he certainly wasn't getting that number there. This gentleman was a client of ours a while ago who was spending over $100,000 a year on ads, paid ads in New Zealand. And he worked this, he said it worked very fast and was the cheapest form of investment he's ever made on his business. So, I mean, I can go on all day and show you guys testimonials. They're testimonials for me in some respect. They're a dime a dozen, but hey, it's just proof that it works. Now, I did promise you that I was going to show you these things, how they work. So what's working online now? I took you in and showed you that. Proof of some examples online of some of the people using 5-star reviews on Google. The checkable statistics, again, you could check any of those. They are very real statistics, and I know them firsthand because of my own experience when I purchase things. The perfect way to respond to a bad review, very simple, just got to take your time and think about it. And then that was our 7-step system on how that works. What I would like to do, Nick, for anyone that's in your group would like to get started on our system, you can actually use it for free. So I don't make this readily available to everyone. Will and I don't. I would like to give you 7 days to use it. And at the end of that 7 days, you don't have to continue at all. As a matter of fact, we've just freed up. We made a last minute decision to free it up for 14 days. because part of that process is us having a phone call with you just to make sure we onboard you correctly. And we may not be able to get back to you tonight or tomorrow, might be the next day. So we've actually freed that up for 14 days. Get in, use it, get some reviews. If you don't want to come in, or if you don't want to go on a monthly with us or anything like that, you just let us know. You can either give us a phone call, you can send us an email, or you can just cancel it directly on your line yourself. It's really very easy. I'd really like you to get in and use it and get some 5-star reviews regardless. I don't care if you cancel it. So long as you get some reviews out, it'd be my pleasure to provide that for you guys. And the sixth thing is to access to try our system for free. So I know some people might be sitting there thinking, well, I don't really know how to do that. I know how to do some of it, or I don't know how to do any of it. So our system is the K20 Reviews 5-star program, and you can get access to it for free, 100% free. Don't worry, this is in no way a sales pitch in disguise. I don't want to do that. I don't want to be seen as that person either. And yes, if I do a really good job and do that part for free for you, then my expectations are that you might consider using us and our services either continue or somewhere down the track. So if I do the right thing, I just hope that maybe some of you might like to use us down the track. Those are our 7 steps that are in the system. There's a couple of really juicy things I want to show that we're going to include for you as well. Part of the system holds a very special thing that I've nicknamed the holding cell. And what this means is pretty much this. If you get a bad review using our system, it goes into a special holding cell where you will get an alert via email. So now you've got an opportunity to go back to that customer and say, hey, I noticed that you weren't happy with our service. Hey, what can I do to make it up to you? Where did we go wrong, and what can I do to fix it? Because it's very important that all our customers are happy, and I'm not happy that you're unhappy. And this has not gone live to Google, Facebook, or anywhere yet. Yelp, nowhere. It's still sitting in the system that we have. This has been a really big point, because sometimes you're just going to get a customer that's just going to give you a 3-star rating for no particular reason. By reaching out to them, sometimes it might just be that phone call or that email that changes their thought, and then they can go in and fix that rating up or change it once you've rectified the challenge that they've had. So that's a really big one that's made a difference, because we are literally all just one bad review away from a bad reputation. It really can make a big difference. So the next and last thing I want to show you is a special tool that we have that is separate from the system. It's the big challenge that some of you are going to have is, okay, well, what do I do now? How do I know what I'm doing wrong? Where are my bad reviews? Where are my good reviews? Most people know there's Google reviews. Okay, well, there's also Yelp, there's also Facebook, but there's a dozen other areas as well. Do you know where people are writing about? So I've got a special tool. I'm going to actually show you how this works right now. It'll take me probably about 4, maybe 5 minutes to go through it. So basically what happens is there's a dentist up here in Gold Coast. I've just put it in Gold Coast Holistic Dental Care, and it automatically populated his phone number. So once you get a link to this, you just click on Show Me My Score, and it starts thinking. Now this takes about 5 minutes. So I just, as they say on TV, I prepared one earlier, and it comes out with all the data about his business now, what potential challenges he might have, where he might have some wrong listings or whatever it could be. He might have moved premises and have a different address, different phone number. If those things aren't matching, these all count. And I'm sure, Nick, you'll agree that those also can affect your SEO ratings and your rankings in Google, because things aren't matching. So I'm going to briefly go through this. Don't want to spend too much time on it, but it comes up with a whole bunch of statistics. Lets you know about how many Google reviews you have, as well as some other areas if you've got them. And coming down here, it shows a couple of mismatches here in the name of his address. So on Google, he's listed at this address. On Facebook, it's the same address, but it hasn't got the complete address in there. It's not a big deal, but it is a deal. And all these little things add up to big things. And obviously here on True Local, he's just got the Boulevard, or not even the Boulevard, just BVD. So a couple of little things there they can pretty much log in for free and fix with maybe their secretary tomorrow morning if they knew. And if we scroll down a bit, there's availability score summary. There's a whole bunch of different areas down here. I mean, you can look at where you're listed and where you're not. There's just some pages there and some different companies you're listed on. Most people don't have listings even on 3 that we've seen when they start out. Moving down a bit, you've also got any negative reviews that they found in the last 12 months. These guys don't have any, which is good. I actually know these people because I go to them, which is why I chose them to do the review on. We scroll down again, you can actually look at all the reviews that they found on Google. Just scroll through those and see what people are saying. When people write their reviews, it's picking up common words that seem to be coming up in their reviews. Now, obviously, the words like Tony, And Carla, that doesn't really mean anything, but look at the word caring, holistic, best, dental, recommended. Those things are some keywords you might want to consider looking at if you're doing any SEO or some paid ads somewhere too. Their video visibility score, they don't have anything in the search engines, nothing on their website. They do have a YouTube video or possibly a channel that they've picked up. And some other important things down further. Again, I won't spend too much time on this, but their Google listing comes up with a picture of the area that they are in. Wouldn't it be nice if you could make that picture something like this, for example, something a bit more catchy? Well, you can. So there's a couple of things there that they could do. And there's a whole bunch more in this report. I won't go through it all, but as you can see, it's quite in depth. It goes through a whole lot of details. So there is a whole bunch of that in the report. And these reports, we actually do these and we sell these separately at $297 per year to a client. And the good thing that you can do with this tool is if you want to spy on your competitors, you can actually look them up and look at the differences. Why are they beating you? What have they got that you don't have? And you can literally spy on them and copy what they're doing if you like. So a lot of our clients are using this as well. But what I want to do tonight, Will and I have agreed that for everyone here, you're going to get this 100% free on a 7-day trial, which we're going to allow you to keep it up to 14 days as of tonight as well. So pretty much 14 days. It's a 7-day trial, but we're going to give it to you for 14 days as well to use for free. Now, here's the thing. I did say that you guys all have a free trial on this. Get in, use it. If you don't want to continue, by all means, please just unsubscribe it and say, look, I don't want this anymore. But there's going to be some of you that might look at this. So, well, actually, it's worked really, really well for me. I would like to continue. If that's you, and that does come to that, we've decided we're going to give you this tool as well for free for life. So you can have that for life as long as you stay with us after that, if that's you. So here's everything that you get for free. I'm just going to quickly go through everything in there. And by all means, please grab it. And again, if you don't want to continue, just stop it after 7 days. There's no big deal there. I'm not going to hand you, there's no pressure in it, but you get all this stuff there. So you get access to the dashboard, which is like a members area login, where you can upload your database. You're the only one that sees that. Even I don't see it. It's all kept private, and that's how things have to be by law as well in these membership sites. And the system runs almost everything for you. The only jobs you have to do is upload your email database, and it takes care of the rest. What I do suggest you do is log in and have a look at the emails that get sent out, because we do this around the world. It's not just Australia. It's a little bit, shall I say, Americanized. You might want to tweak the emails a little bit, and I strongly suggest you put your name and business name at the bottom of those emails. That's a very important thing, and it's very simple to do. If anyone's got any experience with Word documents, you'll know how to edit in this. You get the email sequence done for you, upload the list of clients, you send the clients to the feedback page. It creates the feedback page for you. You don't have to get a web developer. It's already in there as part of the system. Automatically posts the feedback online for you. It's automatically processed for holding any of the bad reviews. The client sign-up system is very easy for them to do. So when you ask them to write a review, it's so simple. There's no, oh, how do I do this? It just doesn't come up with this. There's a survey page, the monitor review directories. It does that automatically, monitors all the directories to see what people are saying about you and where they are. It sends the email alerts out. It responds to bad reviews. It's all taken care of in there. There's very little for you to do. The website review pop-up. Here's something else that the system does. If you want these reviews to come up on your website, you can say, okay, I want that in your members area. Just log in, you grab the piece of code, give it to your web developer. So I want this on the home page or on every page of my website. You give them the code and they just put it on there. You can have pop-ups, you can have little scroll bars with the reviews, large, small, whatever you want. And people can see this 5-star reviews on your website as well. So you can embed them on there. You can also post reviews on Facebook, Twitter, and LinkedIn. You can schedule the posts in advance on the social media platforms. You can create a post review on YouTube, on your YouTube channel if you like. And also you can do some promotion materials with QR codes using this system. So there's quite a lot in there. It's not just a basic thing about getting reviews. There's a lot of things in there you can use to make it worth your while. So to get access for the next 7 days for free and start building your 5-star reviews, I strongly recommend you do that. And please, like I said, I can't reiterate enough, if this is something you don't want to continue, don't feel like you have to. Just get in there, use it, and at least get 7 days worth of reviews. That one thing alone, we've put this together just for for the group here tonight, so that it'll be worthwhile for you. So to get access, if you like, it's just K20Reviews.com. And I'm going to do something now, just before we bring Will in, because we're going to have a little question and answer time in case you guys have some questions. Will's really good at the technical side of things, better than I am, so that's why I've asked Will to stick around. We're We're going to give you a phone number that you can call us on, but it's only just for your group here, Nick. So I really appreciate if you guys don't give this phone number out, because it is Will's private phone number and email. If you have any questions, if you have any technical questions, or if you just log in and can't figure out how to log back in, just give us a call. So that's our phone number here. You can call Will directly on that. If it goes to message bank, I promise you, we're literally usually an hour away at the most. We will call you back. We want to look after you guys because, Nick's a friend of mine. I don't want to do any injustice. I want to make sure that we look after you guys a lot. So that's the number there. And I will make these slides on the 7-step process of doing it for those who want to do it yourself. I'll make that available for Nick later on tonight so you can share that with the group. Nick, would you like to take it into some Q&A?
Absolutely. Yeah, thanks for that.
And we can't hear you.
All right. That mute bar did not work for me, did it, eh?
Got you now. So I need
all right, excellent. Great stuff. All right, well, thanks for that, Mark. Any questions there, comments, anything that's sort of not clear, or sort of wonder, you might have a special case that you're, with your business as well. So yeah, just unmute yourself or drop a question into chat.
Nick, can I just ask, what's a good time frame to ask for a review when you've had a customer purchase a product?
I'll get that, Will. That's a good question. Are you dealing with customers face to face, or how are you dealing with them?
Online.
Online. Okay, so they're buying a product online. You don't get to see them anytime. Then you can just send them an email.
I get to see all their details and phone number, but not their face.
We found,
unless they ring me.
Yeah, if that's the case, just an email, because they might not check their email at the time you want them to check it. So you can send it anytime. I would suggest straight after they've purchased would be good. You might want to wait a day if it's something they want to get to use and get a review. You might want to wait a week. So it depends on the product as well. The sooner the better. We've found always, especially if you provide good service and good products, the sooner the better. If you're dealing with someone face to face, if there's someone else in the course like that, then I recommend that you ask them to do it straight away once you finish the job. So if you're a electrician, a carpet cleaner, a plumber, I'm going to pick on carpet cleaning because that was my first business 20-something years ago. The best time to say, Mrs. Jones, you're happy with the job I've done here today? And they say, great, would you mind, while I'm just packing up, would you mind just writing an honest review about what you think? And I just hand them the iPad. Now, I didn't have that back in the day, an iPad, but if you're running a live business like that, probably on the spot's the best time to do it, because you're going to get a lot more people say, yeah, that's how that would work. We've found people who do have face-to-face contact have a much better conversion rate when they do that on the spot, definitely. So I hope that helps.
Yeah, I've got a trade show coming up on the weekend where there will be a lot of clients who have already purchased, and I haven't got reviews. So an approach to ask them would be the same, because they'd have to pull their phones out and write the review then and there.
Well, if you've got the system up and running, like we can set up for you straight away, is just take it to the place you're going to, the trade show on the weekend, and just pull it up on your phone. Don't let them pull it up on their phone. Pull it up on your phone. So look, would you mind? And they did it that way. You're happy to see you. Would you mind just writing us a little review and just hand them your phone? So some people may say no. I always suggest don't push people, because some people just won't want to. But if you do it that way, most people will, especially if they know you.
Do you find people
Sorry, go on, please.
Sorry, putting them on the spot to ask review, do you find people get a little bit hesitant as to what to say?
If I see that in any way, shape, or form, I tend to put my head down and don't look to it. So that's okay. Maybe we can do it some other time. But appreciate your customer. Well, maybe you could just leave us some feedback on Facebook when you're ready. I just try and diffuse it a little bit.
Actually, Mark, the system has a process. If you're on the system, it has a process that allows you to delay that interaction. So basically, you can register them, right? And a day later, the system will start sending them automatic emails. So
so if you don't want to do it up front, probably that way would be better. So you've got their details in there in your database, and just will follow up with them automatically. So if you've got anything like one of my clients, I remember I was working with him, and he actually suffered from anxiety. He couldn't ask people. He really suffered badly from it. So using this system was the thing that solved that problem for him, because they're on his database anyway, and the system will just follow up with them automatically. If you've got no problem talking with people, you're at a trade show, it's probably a perfect opportunity to ask as well. play it however you want to. Either way works. Either way works.
Good. Thank you very much for that. It's good advice.
Pleasure. Pleasure.
Right, any other questions, comments, feedback? Anyone got some value out tonight that you'll think you'll be able to use? Has it been helpful? Yeah.
There's a guy named Nick that was pretty good. I had some good tips at the start.
What about, this, John says, can we show Will's email again? Was your email up on screen, was it, Will?
Yeah, it was.
Okay, let's just drop it into
we put
chat.
it in the chat box.
Yeah, just pop it into chat there. Yeah.
Will do.
All right.
There we go, done.
Nick, can I ask another question again, please?
Go ahead, Ron.
Yeah. I'm just thinking about the use of QR codes in retrieving emails. Is that a good thought to have, to utilize that in your
Absolutely. Yes, that's another great way. So, and the system has different ways of creating little QR code banners. So the system has a way of creating tabletop little banners. It's got the ability to create big banners. All sorts of things are coming with the 5-star reviews as well. Yes, it's got a little marketing portal as well.
Would that make it easier for people to?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, just quickly scan that, boom, away you go. Yep. Yeah, nice one.
People are quite familiar with QR codes these days. If you've got one like this one here, this is my banner that I use at the expos. So
yes.
that particular QR code, I can change that at any time. So, if I want it to go to, say, this webinar, if I'm promoting that at the show, it can go to that. I can go into the back end and change it so it can be just go to a review, or it could go to a promotion for the show as well too. So it's pretty good what you can do with QR codes these days. So you can just use the one for multiple purposes. All right. Any other questions here? What have we got in chat here? Code should be good to use. People are used to them at the moment. Yeah, so QR codes, everyone's used to them now with over the past 18 months or so. People sort of know what they are. All right. Well, if there's no more questions. Now, did we have something for a draw today, Mark, or were you just giving them sort of everyone access?
We did, but the system that we do the little wheel, that little raffle.
Right,
is that how we got one?
Wheel. I've already got the wheel. Yeah, so I've got that all sorted out. So that's all done. So
thank you.
You just have to provide the prize, and I'll do the rest.
Well, I don't know if many people are going to go for this, but the prize was a night out with Nik Cree, and we decided it wasn't so good, so we changed it. And what we're going to do for whoever wins, we're going to give you 3 months access to our system for free. And for those of you who are wondering, so I don't think I mentioned, if it's something that you are going to be using long term, we do charge $250 a month for it. That's the full price. So that's what I'm saying. If it's something you like, for some of you being a small business, it might even be out of your price range, but still get in and use it and then just cancel. And like I said, Will's phone number's there. You can call us directly, email us if you don't know how, but there's an opt out of that. But the prize tonight is someone can get this for 3 months. So spin away, Nick.
All right. Let's move on to our wheel of names.
Wheel of names.
There we go. Everyone's name is in there that is here tonight.
Oh,
so then we'll click the wheel and drum roll. There we go. And remember, you have to be here to win. So the lucky winner is Kelly Nicol.
Kelly.
That would be absolutely awesome for Kelly. Are you here, Kelly? Oh no, she's disappeared.
Oh no.
There you go. All right.
Everyone
I'll
else is saying
I'll have to let Kelly know. Anyone knows Kelly, just let her know, and we'll draw it again.
Draw it again.
Oh, yeah.
Right. The guy with the questions.
The guy that had all the questions is one of
good stuff.
Excellent.
Thank you.
That'd be really good.
Thank you very much for that.
No problem.
Pleasure. All right, so what you need to do, Ron, is you've got Will's email and phone number. How about, could you give us a call tomorrow and we'll get you set up?
Sure can. Thank you.
Perfect.
Pleasure. Look forward to it.
All
Who
right.
said that? Somebody said, Nick, that a night out with you would be an awesome prize.
That's Jeff, who happens to be in Manila, so he knows it's never going to happen at the moment.
Maybe that was a bit tongue-in-cheek, eh?
Yeah.
Very good.
Excellent.
Well, thanks for having us tonight. Appreciate it.
Yeah. No, thanks for sharing all of that tonight, Mark. I got some stuff out of that as well too. So, I just discovered I don't know everything. So there's definitely some things there that, I'll be able to implement to improve it. And just by the look of things as well too, there's some hands that went up when I said, did you learn something you can implement? That's really what tonight's all about, that you can take something away that you can implement. So, so really appreciate that. So let's give Mark and Will another round of applause coming on tonight. Awesome. So if you, now is the time, and no, it's not quite the time yet, I'll come back to that. If you want to watch this session again, it'll be up on YouTube tomorrow. So we'll have it up on the YouTube channel tomorrow. So if you go to Smashgo, in fact, the link is in chat now. If you go to there, go and subscribe to the channel. It's a Smashgo YouTube channel. When you've subscribed, hit the bell beside it. It'll only appear after you've subscribed, and that will then send you an email once the video is uploaded. So you're not having to go back and forth and check it. You'll actually have an email to let you know that it's there. And the chat, now is the time to save the chat. So remember, if you open the chat and at the bottom of the chat are 3 little dots, click those 3 little dots, that'll download it to your computer. It'll give you a message also, a link as to where it's downloaded. Some people lose it. So just make sure you click on the link after you've downloaded it so you're able to find it on your computer as well. All of those apps and tools that we've got right at the beginning, they're all there, plus the links there to YouTube. And of course, next week again, we'll be back again. Next week, we'll be running through to November. We'll close down in December to have a bit of a break through sort of that December, January, but we'll let you know sort of around about then. But we'll be back here next week. We've got a few sessions coming up. We're fully booked right through to the end of the year, and some really good sessions coming up as well too that are well worth coming along to. So thanks again, Mark. Thanks, Will. And thanks, everyone, for coming along tonight. Have a good evening. And I look forward to seeing some of your reviews up there on some of the review platforms. Thank you for tuning in and listening to the Business Owners Smashing It Online podcast. You can also find me on social media and online. Just search for Business Owners Smashing It Online and Nik Cree, spelled Nikree, all one word. If you like this and want to hear more, subscribe now. Until next time, don't be a slave to your business. Get your business working for you.